Everybody, welcome to today's licensing subcommittee. The first item on the agenda is appointment of the chairman. Is there a proposer?
I'm Councillor Phillips and I propose. Hi there, I'm Councillor Phillips and I propose Councillor Cartwright as chair.
Thank you. Is there a seconder?
Hi, Councillor Burrell, I second that motion.
Thank you, Councillor Cartwright. The chair is yours.
Thank you. This is subcommittee. Anyone have any declarations of interest? No. Okay. I'm Councillor Adrian Cartwright. I'm the chairman.
Councillor Caroline Phillips for West Northants Council.
Councillor Burrell, that's my thanks.
Ed.
Ed Bostock, Democratic Services.
Leanne Lauren, licensing officer, Northants Police.
James Chadwick, the council principal over the legal advisor.
Mr. Sands.
Yeah, my name is Michael Sands. I'm one of the licensing officers at West Northants Council.
Thank you. Okay. Is there anyone else making representations today? Okay. Everyone received a copy of the agenda for today's hearing?
Yeah.
Is there any preliminary issues anyone wishes to raise? Okay. This hearing is in respect of the aforementioned application for a premise licence. I'd like to invite the licensing officer to introduce the report, please.
Thank you, Chair. So the purpose of this hearing is to consider an application made by Northamptonshire Police for a premises licence review of Mini Europe Food Plus at 83 St Leonard's Road, Northampton. The subcommittee will be asked to determine the application for a premises licence review as required by Section 52 of the Licensing Act 2003. A copy of the review application can be found at Appendix A. The review application was received on the 27th of March this year and submitted on the grounds of failure to promote the licensing objectives in the sense of prevention of crime and disorder. The application relates to 2 inspections carried out at the premises on the 12th and 20th of March by trading standards officers along with Northamptonshire Police, where 878 packets of cigarettes were allegedly discovered in a concealed hide in the storeroom area, along with 41 pouches of hand-rolling tobacco. On the 20th of March, 462 packets of cigarettes were allegedly discovered in a concealed hide in the storeroom area, along with 23 pouches of hand-rolling tobacco and also 158 vapes. It is alleged that none of the tobacco products bore an excess duty paid fiscal mark as required by the law and as such must have been smuggled into the UK. Further details of both inspections can be found in the review pack at Appendix A and the witness statements at Appendix D and E. The current premises licence holder and the designated premises supervisor is held by Mrs. Anna Kantosh. She's also the holder of a personal licence issued by West Northamptonshire Council. She obviously was invited to attend today's session, but we've had no communication received from her since the outset of the review process. So the premises itself is licensed for the regulated activity of the sale by retail of alcohol off the premises only from Monday to Sunday, 8 in the morning until 2300 hours in the evening. So when the request for the review is received, the council has to start the 28-day consultation period, which is an opportunity for people to make representations in relation to the review application. It's obviously the responsibility of the applicant to give a copy of the review. It's a responsibility, of the applicant to give a copy of the review application to the premises licence holder and the responsible authorities. So the local authority displayed the obligatory notice at the premises on the 28th of March, but during the 28-day consultation period, no relevant representations were received. Both the premises licence holder and Northamptonshire Police were sent a notice of the hearing, obviously setting out where and when it would take place. But as I said, we have had no communication from the premises licence holder and no indication that she planned to attend today. So the options available to the committee are the following steps. The subcommittee can take the following. They can modify the conditions of the licence, exclude a licensable activity from the licence, remove the designated premises supervisor, suspend the premises licence for a period not exceeding 3 months, or they can revoke the licence in its entirety. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr Sands. Just have a question from council.
Yes, Michael. Sorry, in your report, it says that the premises licence holder was sent a notice of hearing. When did that take place, and did it give the joining details for this meeting?
Yes. I'd have to locate the email to find the exact date for you, James, but the notice of the hearing definitely was sent to Mrs. Cantock, along with a link to the meeting today.
Right. Members, in that case, so there's a specific regulation of the 2005 licensing act hearing regulations concerning what should happen in the absence of a party. It's regulation 20, and it says that if a party who has not indicated that they intend to be represented at the hearing or attend fails to attend or be represented, the authority may, where it considers it to be necessary in the public interest, adjourn or hold the hearing in the party's absence. So I think the first thing you need to do, councillors, before we proceed any further, is to make a decision whether, in the absence of the premises licence holder or any representative for them, whether you want to go ahead or whether you want to adjourn it.
Thank you. Having read through the reports, consider that should go ahead. They've had the opportunity to be here, represent themselves, or be represented, and they've made no communication to them. So I think this issue is serious enough to be able to go forward without them being here.
Exactly. Words.
Okay. I think if that meets the legal requirements, I think we should proceed with the hearing.
Yes.
Okay, thanks for that report. We'll hear representations from each of the parties now. All parties will have an opportunity to make representations in the hearing. At the end of each presentation, you will get an opportunity to ask questions, and please keep the questions on what you've heard in this hearing. Are there any objectors? Okay, no objectors.
It's just the police.
Okay, Miss Lauren, over to you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Northamptonshire Police call for the review of the premises licence for Mini Europe Food Plus under the licence objective of the prevention of crime and disorder. Review relates to investigation regarding the storage and sale of illicit tobacco products. On Tuesday, the 12th of March 2025, it's myself, PC 575 Lauren, and PC 113 Dave Bryan from the licensing department. We're in attendance for a trading standards visit at Mini Europe Food Plus 83 St Leonard's Road, Northampton. Lone member of staff present was identified as a Miss Anna Cantock. She advised that she was the designated premises supervisor and was also the premises licence holder. She stated she had worked in the store for 4 years. It was noted that there was no copy of the premises licence on display. When this was pointed out to Miss Cantock, she showed officers a copy of the licence on her mobile phone, saying that she was waiting for one to be sent to her from the council. A selection of wines and spirits were located on display for sale, but not behind the till area and freely available for selection by customers. So intelligence stated that there was a concealed hide in the store, in the storeroom area at the rear, to the right as you entered. A hide was located, as stated, and quantity of tobacco and cigarettes were seized, along with illegal vapes, which are detailed as follows. There was 878 packets of 20 cigarettes, which if sold at a legitimate price of £16 per packet, would equate to £14,048. Also 41 50-gram pouches of hand-rolling tobacco, which if sold at a legitimate price of £38 per pack, would equate to £1,558. 333 illegal vapes were also seized. Further intelligence then stated that since this visit by officers on the 12th of March, a male had been seen to enter the premises with what was suspected to be illicit tobacco products and non-duty paid products, and was believed to be restocking. On Thursday, the 20th of March 2025, myself as PC Laren and PC 113 Dave Bryan, along with trading standards officers, re-attended the store. The same member of staff and premises licence holder, Miss Anna Tantock, was present on the shop floor. Mrs. Cantock opened the hide in the rear of the store when requested, and even confirmed herself that it had been restocked. A quantity of illicit tobacco and cigarettes was again located and seized, along with illegal vapes, and detailed as follows. There were 462 packets of cigarettes, which if sold at legitimate price of £16 per packet, would equate to £7,392. 23 packets of 50 grams of hand-rolling tobacco, which if sold at legitimate price of £38 per pack, would equate to £874. 158 illegal vapes were also seized. It was noted that there was still no copy or Part B of the premises licence on display in the store, and this was again pointed out to Miss Cantock, the DPS. She was questioned around the premises licence and her own personal licence, and seemed to have no knowledge of the 4 licensing objectives or what they even were. She stated that a male was a co-partner in the store, but did not know his name or have any form of contact details for this person. Ms. Cantock was questioned around the CCTV for the premises and asked if we could review some footage. She advised that the CCTV needed a password, which she did not know, and that she did not know how to work the CCTV system. This is a breach of a condition on the premises licence, where it states that the licence holder must ensure at all times a DPS or appointed member of staff is capable and competent at downloading CCTV footage and to produce it to a police officer and or an authorised local authority, council training standards officer on demand. Ms. Cantock was questioned around an operational incident log for the premises, which is also part of the premises operating schedule. She again appeared to have no knowledge of what this was, and there was no incident book located. She was repeatedly asked if she had been put under any form of duress to be the licence holder of the premises or to be the nominated DPS, to which she stated that she had not. She was asked on a number of occasions if there was any help that we could give her in this respect, to which she declined. The cheap tobacco products with foreign language labelling also undermined work to reduce health inequalities. It also puts them in the price bracket of persons under the age of 18, as they are commonly sold at less than half price. Selling such goods also undermines fair competition and often results in complaints from legitimate traders who are complying with the law. Standardised packaging of tobacco product regulations 2015 standardised the packaging of certain tobacco products by requiring the removal of all promotional features. The brand name and variant name, number of cigarettes, weight of the hand-rolling tobacco product, producer details, barcode and calibration mark are permitted, but must be in a standardised format, and the UK duty-paid fiscal mark must be displayed. The packaging must be a specific shape and in a certain colour. All other colours, trademarks, logs and promotional graphics are prohibited. The Tobacco Products Duty Act 1979 and Section 8G covers the offence to be in possession and the sale of unmarked tobacco products. HG Section 1 in this section, unmarked products, means tobacco products that are subject to fiscal marking but do not carry a compliant duty paid fiscal mark. HG Section 2, for the purpose of this section, duty paid fiscal mark, means a fiscal mark carried by tobacco products indicating that excise duty has been paid on the products. HG section 3. For the purpose of this section, a duty paid fiscal mark carried by tobacco products of any description is compliant. It is a mark that by virtue of this act required to carry such a mark. For this purpose, relevant requirement means a requirement imposed by virtue of this act as to any of the matters mentioned in paragraphs A to D of section 8C3 above. Contents, appearance and position, etc. of fiscal markings. Section 144 of the Licence Act 2003 covers the following. Keeping of smuggled goods, section 1, a person to whom subsection 2 applies commits an offence if he or she knowingly keeps or allows to be kept on any relevant premises any goods which have been imported without payment of duty or which have otherwise been unlawfully imported. Subsection 2 applies to any person who works at the premises in a capacity, whether paid or unpaid, which gives him or her authority to prevent the keeping of the goods on the premises. In the case of licensed premises, to the holder of a premises licence in respect of the premises and the designated premises supervisor, if any, under such a licence. A packet of cigarette or tobacco products must comply with all the labelling requirements set out in both the Standardised Packaging of Tobacco Products Regulations and the Tobacco and Related Products Regulations 2016. These regulations may be cited as the Standardised Packaging of Tobacco Regulations 2015. These regulations came into force on the 20th of May 2016. For cigarette packs, the only permitted colour for the external packaging of a unit or container of cigarettes is Pantone 448C, which is drab dark brown with a matte finish. The internal packaging must either be white or Pantone 448C with a matte finish. Unit packets must be made of carton of soft material and cuboid in shape. Beveled or rounded edges are permitted. The packaging surface must be smooth and flat and have no irregularities or shape or texture. 50 flip-top shoulder box lids are permitted. Slim packets are permitted, but slim individual cigarette sticks are allowed. Inserts and additional material are prohibited. Any internal lining must be silver-coloured foil with no variation in tonal shade, with a white paper backing. Wrappers must be clear and transparent and not coloured or marked, except for any black marks required to cover a barcode. Smooth and flat with no irregularity or shape or texture. A unit packet of cigarettes must contain a minimum of 20 cigarettes. The same regulation is in place for packets of hand-rolling tobacco. So Northamptonshire Police would ask the committee to consider in the first instance the revocation of the premises licence. There is non-compliance with the Licensing Act 2003 regarding conditions, and the DPS is not upholding the licence and objective under crime and disorder. The premises was clearly visited on 2 occasions within a short period of time, with the same activity described continuing. The statutory section 182 guidance that accompanies the Licensing Act 2003 details at point 11.27 what criminal activity should be treated particularly seriously by committees. The sale and storage of smuggled tobacco and alcohol is listed. At point 11.28, details are contained that licensing authorities should seriously consider revocation in the first instance when looking at matters relating to point 11.27. So our base law district council v Works at Magistrate Courts outlines the case that the actions taken by the licensing committee can be punitive. When a crime is involved, wider consideration come into play. These considerations must include the prevention of crime and at least deterrence, if not punishment. Where premises have been used for a criminal purpose, the licensing authority has a duty to take steps in the interest of the wider community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions?
Didn't attend.
No.
The way everything's been presented? Nothing from your side? James?
Oh, sorry. No, Councillor, the legal advice I'll give you is in the legal comments section of the report.
Thank you very much. Anyone else have any questions? No. Oh. Any questions from the licensing officer?
No, thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Sectors. No more questions from the subcommittee anywhere?
No.
Okay. Okay, you have the opportunity now to sum up your evidence. You don't need to represent it in full, just any points you want to make as a short brief, if anyone would like to do that. Mr. Sands?
No, thank you, Chair.
Okay. Ms. Leon?
Thank you. Just to reiterate, obviously, the police's view is for obviously revocation of the licence with regards to the evidence that's been offered today. I can show, if we can, see this is a actual UK duty paid correct, obviously, packet of cigarettes, just to show how they should appear.
Thank you. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Okay then. So all the evidence we've received, thank you. The subcommittee will now retire to make our decision. The decision of the subcommittee will be communicated to all parties in writing within 5 working days of this hearing. Details of how to make an appeal against the decision of the subcommittee will also be included. Concludes this subcommittee. Thank you very much for your attendance.